Hey guys, so I have actually never seen any of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, so I thought that I should probably rectify this situation before I go see No Way Home because I want to know what's going on so I can review it properly. I want to know who all the villains are, like Doc Ock, so I'm going on a bit of a Spider-Man journey this week in preparation. I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man 3 tomorrow. I've put up my Spider-Man 1 review already, so feel free to go check that out if you want to. So I'm going to be also watching the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie and maybe the second one. I don't know. I'll just see if I like the first one. And if I do, I'll probably check out the second one if you guys want me to. And also, if anybody wants me to review the Tom Holland ones, I'm happy to rewatch those and do a review of those. So anyway, Spider-Man was a lot better than I thought it would be because it came out when I was a teenager, so I thought maybe the special effects might not really stand the test of time, but they were amazing. I was really, really impressed by how good the first Spider-Man movie was, so I was really excited to sit down and watch the second movie, and I was really happy that that newspaper guy was in it. What's his name? Jonah Jameson, I think. He was hilarious. He's one of my favorite characters. So if any of you have watched my first review, you know that I really don't like MJ, and I was going into this movie with an open mind, thinking maybe it will redeem her. Maybe I'll actually start to like her character in this movie. But you know what? I dislike her even more now. Like, there's something about her. She's just so flaky. Anyway, so we finally get to meet the infamous Dr. Doc Ock, who I keep hearing so much about. And it's good to finally know what everybody's talking about. So, you know, there seems to be this theme among like superhero movies where really, really smart scientist types are always the ones to turn evil, and they're all like one step away from turning into a supervillain and just killing everybody. So that's basically what happens with Doc Ock. And in the process of him becoming Doc Ock and getting all those things on his back, whatever they're called, they look like spider legs, sort of, which sort of creeped me out because I really hate spiders. So I know they're meant to be like an octopus, but I just kept thinking spider when I looked at him. Did anybody else? Anyway, so we see that when he transforms and does the experiment that gives him his powers, he kills his wife. He doesn't mean to, but it sort of reminded me of the balcony scene in Spider-Man 1 with the Green Goblin, how he almost kills his son, the little Draco Malfoy wannabe. You know, he almost kills him and MJ when they're on the balcony, and it's like, these guys really have no regard for their families, do they? And he kills her, he kills his wife, and he's like sad about it for 1 minute, maybe not even a minute, and then he's just over it straight away. So straight away I lose any sympathy for this guy. Anyway, one thing that I really, really liked about this movie was the score. The score was incredible. The visual effects and cinematography were all really good. And one of my other favorite characters was Peter's grandma. I loved Peter's grandma. She reminds me a little bit of my grandpa. She's just so sassy, and I just felt so sorry for her that she just kept getting terrorized by all these villains. And I think one thing that really annoyed me about this movie was that it was once again focusing so much on Peter and MJ, and the fact that they kiss even though MJ is engaged, it just made it that I couldn't really root for them, even though I wasn't rooting for them to begin with because I can't stand MJ, and I sort of just was hoping that she would get killed off somehow in this movie by a Doc Ock, but nope, she had to survive. Anyway, hopefully she's not in the third movie. Anyway, so yeah, the fact that they were sort of committing, adultery. Well, not, she wasn't married yet, but still, she was still engaged, and it just didn't really feel like this is something that Peter Parker, the guy that we all know him to be, would actually do. Anyway, who I really do think he would be good with is Ursula. So, Ursula is another character that I thought was really great. She was just so kind and wholesome. Like, she just offered him, what was it, like a cake or cookies or something, and you could tell she had a huge crush on Peter, but she wasn't trying to make a move on him. She knew that he was in a relationship, and she even encouraged him to ring up MJ when they were fighting. And it's like, she just seemed to be a really great person who just wanted to be there for him and help him to feel better. So I'm Team Ursula. Let's make this happen in the third movie. So this movie definitely felt like I had a lot more of a serious tone than the first movie. And one thing that I really enjoyed was the whole redemption arc of Doc Ock, which makes me wonder how he's going to be in the No Way Home movie as the villain if he's been redeemed. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting how him and the Green Goblin both had voices in their head, sort of like an evil alter ego. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see both him and the Green Goblin back as villains in No Way Home. So I felt like it dragged a little bit in the second half. One scene that really stood out to me was the scene on the train where Spider-Man is just completely, basically almost killing himself to save the train of people, and he ends up getting unmasked. They all keep his identity a secret, which I thought was really quite a touching moment, and it's something that, let's face it, probably wouldn't happen these days. Well, I hope it would happen, but it probably wouldn't. So let's talk about MJ a little bit more. Yes, I know I've already gone on about her a lot, but the fact that she also just ditches her fiance at the altar like that, just when I think that I can't dislike her anymore. Like, this poor guy, he just got dragged into the whole Peter MJ love triangle against his will. And by the end of the movie, she's still alive, so I'm guessing she will be in the third movie, but hopefully she gets killed off early. So anyway, I really did enjoy this movie. I definitely liked the first one better, but this is still a good movie. But it isn't really one I would say I'm excited to rewatch anytime soon. I feel like I liked the first Spider-Man movie better than the Tom Holland movies, but I liked the Tom Holland movies better than Spider-Man 2. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie. I would be really interested to hear you guys' opinions on it. So I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. So please feel free to subscribe if you want to see the rest of my Spider-Man, including my No Way Home spoiler and spoiler-free reviews, or just give this video a like, it really helps me. Thanks guys.